Good morning. You're in the back room with Becky, and it's a marvelous Monday. And I hope that the beginning of your week started off good. I wanted to touch on the topic that I have been very carefully avoiding for the reason I'm not. You don't want to say the wrong things. And many of you know that the first home for the Big Goody Girls was Club Expressions. And not that I did not know that Expressions was surrounded with some controversy. Most of the nightlife that African Americans own or Latinos own is rife with controversy, and they are always fighting City Hall to keep the doors open. Now, having said that, I'm going to present you with both sides of the story, both as someone who was uh, I don't want to say I was employed by them, but I want to say that I was fully on team Expressions, and I still support Expressions, as all black entrepreneurs should do. Look behind the scandal and determine for yourself if this is something that is repetitive, systematic, and maybe might be more institutional than people realize. I know that we have this bandwagon mentality that we hear a little bit of gossip and we take what little information we have and we run with it. I have always made sure that I did not do that and caution people when they send me emails or they send me something to in the back room with Becky, you are in the back room with Becky, and it is a marvelous Monday, but I got some miserable mentions and I need to get that out the way. I'm devoting this episode to Xpressions the nightclub, 220 Admiral Road, Kansas City, Missouri. This club has had so many people, and the very people that are coming down here causing the problems, you know, you should be the ones that are supporting. It's going to be pretty soon to where we don't have any nice clubs in Kansas City proper because everybody's running out to Grandview where y'all ain't gonna mess with us too much because you're not gonna let us get too big. The clubs that exist in the strip malls, you don't have no problem with them. The minute they own some property that is gonna bring money in, it's gonna make them lucrative, we start seeing problems. Now, just to share with you what some of those problems might be would be unprofessional. But I will say this, an example. How is it that when there is disturbances or fights or shootings or stabbings after people leave the club, that we as owners of the clubs or owners of a venue are being held culpable for the actions of another human being after they have left your premises? They say you can't fight City Hall. But I want to say that we employ the people who sit in City Hall. We don't need to fight them. We need to prove to them that sometimes they are not right. Sometimes the decisions they make are based on racial slurs, epithets, and stereotypes. We have so much bitterness in this city towards black entrepreneurs, and I hate to say it, we are our own worst enemy. We are our own worst enemy. When you see the slant that they're going to put on you, the labels that they're going to brand you with, I think sometimes we should stop. No, not just change names or change the business owners. Let's start looking at, okay, what is this recipe lacking? I say diversify. If you want to guarantee that your welfare, your revenue, your enterprise is going to survive, you had better be able to diversify. That means if you're depending on that quick money from the hip-hop listeners and the rap stars and the people that are coming in to hear them, and they're young and they're easily excitable, their brains are still developing, and then you mix alcohol and whatever else they did before they got there, how can you hold them responsible? Then I want you to go back to every liquor store that sold somebody alcohol that went out and had an accident and killed some people. Go get them too. Add them into the mix. Because what you're doing in essence is making a nightclub or a place that sells alcohol responsible for the actions of the person consuming the alcohol. Do we need to be a little bit more judicious about how we're allowing people to celebrate, party, or imbibe? Yeah, because I know clubs in Chicago where they will absolutely tell you, you cut off. You know, if somebody we see somebody serving you a drink, they fired and you going up out of here. You can have a band for one weekend, or you can have a band that they will see you every time you come to that door. They got a picture, most wanted and most unaccepted. Unacceptable behavior means you will be banned from the club. I just say the only part where I'm going to present the pro and the con, but the pro is, okay, yeah, there are some problems. It's a beautiful club. It deserves to have another chance. Will it get it at this late date? I don't know. But I do believe that just a little work with PR, a little work on security, maybe revamping the venue, who you're bringing in, when you're bringing them in, may help you. Right now, I know that I'm just disgusted at the things that I have read, and I'm going to share a few of them with you because I have 6 to 8 minutes to do so. These are the articles that I pulled up from Pitch.com. And for all you people who love Pitch, let's look at the plug, and I will provide a link for it at the bottom of my story so that you can go and read, because you will not believe it. Oh, by the way, there were 6 homicides in 10 hours over the weekend. Club Xpressions was closed. Is that they fault too? Yep, this is about Xpressions, the nightclub, and how venues and black-owned businesses in this city, you got to toe the line or shut down. Okay. The first they start out with, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And this statement is, and it's posted by David Martin on Thursday, October the 20th, which would have been one of our events at the club. Expressions the troubled downtown night spot is running out of time and legal maneuvers. After forcing an ownership change last year, the city of Kansas City, Missouri liquor inspectors have been trying to shut down the nightclub at 220 Admiral Boulevard in March after a drive-by shooting that city officials, not the police investigators, not the people that was there, not even the doggone newspapers are saying that it originated from a dispute at the club. The city officials that were not at the club. This is an opinion poll and an editorial. And if anybody want to have something to say back, I welcome the dialogue. Okay, we know Kansas City is racist. Y'all just don't think it is. I'm going to put it out there. It's racist here in Kansas City. It is why we fight so hard. Now, after this drive-by shooting, they allegedly said originated from a dispute at the club, the city's regulated industry provision notified the owners, Eric and Natasha Union, that Xpressions have flunked its probationary period. The unions bought the business last December from Dale Hedgepath, who operated clubs in the space that were notorious for shooting, fights, and other mayhem that frequently filled into the streets. How do you clean up club image? By guaranteeing that you're going to be responsible in allowing people to act in certain behavior inside your house. Your club becomes your house. In August, the City Liquor Control Board of Review upheld the decision to yank the club's license. The union went to court in hopes of overturning the revocation, and they issued a stay which allowed the club to remain open as he weighed the evidence. Last week, Powell lifted the stay, meaning that the revocation is in effect. The club has until October the 24th to sell the last of its booze. As of this moment, unless we hear something different from the court, they'll be closed. But maybe not for good. The union's appeal of the liquor board decision remains before Powell. A hearing is scheduled for November the 15th. Today is November the 15th. Wherever you are, I want you to stop and say a little prayer. This is a black-owned business. Let's forget about all of the other crap they got surrounded it. Because here's what I want you to know. You're buying into the stereotype, and it's being perpetuated by the nonsense that is being spewed by sometimes closet racists and otherwise. I just want you to hear what was said And, you know, I'm really so appalled that I'm like, am I reading the Mississippi Defender? What is this? Okay. Different people came onto the page and they're making comments. I refuse to make a comment on pitch because for this simple reason, I have a place where I can express my opinion. And it probably, if I say what I want to say, they won't post it anyway. Because I think that you are buying into a prurient interest that perpetuates the separatism and the divided but equal revenue sharing in the city of Missouri, Kansas, Missouri. Now, this is what Whitey on October 24th said to PK. The problem here is the contradiction in terms of your use of the, and they use the word expression, civilized humans. Okay, this is a direct inference that those of us that frequent the club are not civilized humans. Who frequents the club? Black people. Okay. It's a club that plays gangster rap and hip-hop. And we all know gangster rap and hip-hop is the cause for all murders, deaths, and homicides in the city. Right? Not. And since most white people in this city like country or rock, again, another stereotype. There's plenty of people in Kansas City, white, black, and otherwise, who listen to hip-hop and rap. I'm going to take gangster rap off of there because, again, that is to give it a negative connotation. Oh, we're not through it. Whitey on October 24th on pitch.com is not afraid to offend all the races as well as his own. And he goes on to say, and most Hispanics here like mariachi. I know people breathe. I was like, and they really for real let him post this? It gets better. The answer must be the hip-hopping homeboys, their hoes, and the filthy white trash that run with them. Listen and see how on point he is, because some of these places ain't even open anymore. From Shoto Court, this is apartment buildings, Wayne Manor, which is the now defunct, I would say it was like a project, and Gwinnett Manor. These are maybe low-income housing, but to lump everybody together and say they filthy white trash if they live down there, or they hip-hopping homeboys and their hoes. Okay, he goes on to say, and the other black neighborhoods around here. The other black neighborhoods around here. So, black people are now responsible for all of the crime in Kansas City. And then he goes on to say, I used to live in that area, and it has always been like that, because that's what happens. Y'all ready? Brace yourself. When stupid, horny black men get together at the worst whiff of some sleazy pussy, I'm sure you'll call me a racist, but they just won't ever change. So why expect more? I'm directing this to Whitey. And if that stings or bites any of my other friends, feel free to unfriend me. I'm going to keep it real because you in the back room with Becky, and that's what we do. Now, I'm less concerned about the camera angle today as I am about what's being said. And I had to read it verbatim because I don't want anybody to say, that's not what he said. I went and read it, and that's not what he said. I'm saying, time out. Check your motivations. And if Xpressions closes today, there'll be more. There will be blood. Because they don't want us to have anything nice. And we don't seem to want us to have anything nice. As long as we are quiet when these things are happening, they will continue to happen. You're in the back room with Becky, and I can't say no more. All I got to say is read, listen, be aware, get involved.